found this cinnamon cupcake recipe, and it sounded really good for not just breakfast, but for anything else, but mostly for breakfast. Because if you're in a mood for a cinnamon roll, it's really messy and it just kind of falls apart. And if you're a really rushed person, you don't have time to eat a cinnamon roll, which kind of sucks. So I found this cinnamon cupcake recipe, and it sounded really good, and it sounded like it would taste just like a cinnamon roll. And it says that the icing is coffee icing, and that just doesn't sound really good to me. I mean, you can keep it as coffee icing, but I just don't like coffee at all. So I'm just going to take that out. I figured that I would try and see how these go, and if they're fantastic, then we'll just have them for breakfast. So first thing you want to do is preset the oven to 350 degrees. So the first thing to add is the flour, and you want to sift that from a separate container. And you're going to measure that out to be 1.5 cups. Then you're just going to add it right in to the mixing bowl. And then you're going to add 1/2 cup of sugar. And you're just going to pour that right into the flour and mix those together. Then you're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda and mix that right in too. Then you're going to need 1/2 teaspoon of salt and mix that in as well. In between each of these, you're mixing them together. Then you need a full stick of butter, which is 1/2 cup. And you're just going to put that right in with the other stuff, and it needs to be at room temperature. Then we need 1/2 cup of sour cream, and I have a full 8-ounce 1 cup thing, so I split it right in half, and I added it in and mixed it. Then you're going to need 2 eggs, and just crack those babies open and pour them right in with the other stuff. Then you're going to need a teaspoon of vanilla. You're going to add that in as well with the eggs. And then just mix all of that together until it becomes a batter consistency. Then we're going to take out a separate bowl for the inside of the cupcake. And you're going to need 1/2 stick of butter, which is 4 tablespoons. You're going to need a separate bowl for this to put in the microwave. So you have to make sure it's microwavable safe. Go ahead and melt that and pour it right into the separate bowl. Then you're going to need the brown sugar, and you have to make sure you pack it really tight. And that's going to be 1/3 cup of brown sugar. And when you pour it in, you have to make sure that it's firm and it stays in the container form that it was. Then you're going to need a teaspoon of cinnamon. And just pile that in with the other stuff, with the butter and the brown sugar. And this just looks lovely. And after you mix it all together, it should have the consistency almost of a body scrub. Then you're going to need to line muffin tins with cupcake liners. And go ahead and put a tablespoon of batter in with it. And here's all of them done. I made about 20 cupcakes. You're going to put a teaspoon about of the filling and stir that and swirl it around with a toothpick. Now you're supposed to put an extra tablespoon of batter on the top of this, but I wanted to make as many cupcakes as I wanted to, so I didn't do that. So you're going to go ahead and put those in the oven and set the timer for 18 minutes. While those are baking, we're going to make the icing. So get a container and a cup of confectionery sugar or powdered sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla, 3 tablespoons of butter, and you want to melt that and mix it all together. And it just looks perfect. Now you don't have to add the coffee like I didn't do. And after the timer goes off, we'll go ahead and poke a toothpick in it, and if it comes off clean, then they're done. If they're not, then put them in for another minute. Now I'm just going to put the icing on after they've cooled for 5 minutes. Here's the first cupcake done. Took about 5 minutes to actually make it look decent. I sprinkled some cinnamon on top to make it have a little kick. It looks even better with the cinnamon melted on top. And they just look absolutely mouth-watering. So here's the cupcake. It is super delicious, and it tastes almost exactly like a cinnamon roll. It's unbelievable how it can taste just like it. If you close your eyes and put this in, you think you're going to be eating the real thing. It's so good. So yeah, this would be great for breakfast on the run, because you know it tastes exactly like a cinnamon roll and you wouldn't know the difference. And it's just super delicious. So I hope you enjoy. And I hope you like that new picture thing that I was doing. I've just been trying a bunch of different things with the video. If you don't like it, or if you do like it, please don't be shy to comment, because I really like feedback, and I know that people are watching this, because I can see it. I can see it, people are watching. So if you are watching and you did like the picture thingy, just go ahead and tell me, or not. Just ignore it, that's fine. But if you didn't like it, please at least try to tell me, because that would just be lovely. So enjoy the cupcakes. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe below. And I'm also going to put the link to the cupcake recipe down in the comment box. And thanks for watching.